So
Body
if
art.
you're willing to do everything,
I do body art.
You do body art?
My friend, she does body art. So we went to an art show in Atlanta called I forgot what it's called, the Moving Art Experience. And she painted me. She did like a tribal paint on my back and on my face. And a lot of people loved it because it's something that you don't see every day. And it was a new experience because me being the model, it was like I'm a work of art. So everybody kept looking at me and I'm like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's something different than modeling. So it's a different art form for me. So it was pretty good.
Typically models, I know on runways, they're trying to portray the clothing, which means they have to minimize themselves.
Right.
How do you do that
Oh
when
my
you
gosh.
are the actual artwork? How do you make the art itself stand out without your smiling, charming personality
taking over?
Right.
It was. It's actually pretty hard. When I'm runway modeling, I have to get in my head like, don't show off yourself too much. Show off the clothes. So as I'm walking down the runway, I'll do like a spin or something. If I have like a dress on, just show off the merchandise. As far as like modeling at a show, being the work of art, I kind of just stand at one spot. So I'm kind of like a mime or
like a mannequin.
Yeah,
a
mannequin. So it's kind of like I don't really do too much. I just kind of strike a pose and hold it maybe like every 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay, so you had to like flex your back muscles and go all Venus de Milo on them. And I wouldn't
I had
be
to
good
do all
at
that.
at all.
It's kind of hard, but I mean, everything's a learning experience. It was fun though.
That was your first time? Have you done that
No,
again?
I've done it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I want her to use me as much as she can.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. And what was it called again?
The Moving Art Experience, and it's in Atlanta, Georgia. So I've done 2 of them. But I think they have another one coming up, but I don't know the date. You would just have to find them on Instagram to get more information. The Moving Art Experience.
Okay. Now, was that something you as an artist would actually recreate here in Charlotte? That's something you
Yeah,
could
heck
do?
yeah. It was incredible because it wasn't just body paint. They actually had other artists do live painting and then sell their artwork on display. So they had prints, canvas, maybe it'd be charcoal, whatever your medium was that you create. You can just promote yourself.
Nice.
This evening, come to the WDRB Media Studios for a live showing of body art, clothing optional.
Oh, Lord, no.
What? That's how, you know, and then
clothing
you can
required.
come. No,
This is not
it's
Wakanda.
body art. You're not supposed to
We don't
wear
want all
stuff.
the body.
Oh.
Just
You
pieces.
need a license.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
pieces.
Oh, just pieces.
That's a whole
maybe
different
an
kind of-
arm, maybe a leg,
See,
you know,
y'all just ruin it for
face.
everybody.
No, just
So-
for you. We just
Yeah.
ruined it.
Right. He wants an open call.
Right.
Open call. No.
Auditions this evening.
Exactly.
Yes. That's how. Yeah.
Please,
No,
let all the
don't.
large and in charge come on out.
We got to put
We're looking
restrictions.
for males. Is that what we're having? We can do it. Yeah. Come on out to WRB. We're looking for
Now
males.
all
we
of
can
a
do
sudden,
males.
see,
Preferably
she
6
all-
feet or taller.
all
Yeah,
excited.
toplet,
Yeah,
no shirt.
yeah.
Or you can take it off when you get here. It doesn't matter.
Six-pack minimum required. Yeah.
Well, you got people with 8-packs and.
I say a 6-pack minimum required. Like,
Which
you can
means
have
it's-
an 8-pack, but you at least got to have a
Has
But
6.
six.
isn't like an 8-pack a keg type of thing? Is that what they?
No.
So 8-pack is good.
Yes.
Really?
Real
Oh,
good.
I
will
guess
turn
y'all know
that-
what I don't have.
Like, you see an 8-pack, we be like,
You know.
Right, because that
Like-
ain't common. You turn that into a xylophone, make them different colors and oh
Really?
yes. Oh, I'm about to get real creative. Continue. Yeah. What else we want out here at this here shindig? Strobe lights.
yes.
Yes. Blue lights. Oh, we got. So anyway, so how we gonna do that? Give us a minute.
Are we playing R?
From an educational perspective, art has been taken out of the school system, and we are just flabbergasted based upon what it is, the budgetary shortfalls when it comes to creativity. So we're going to turn this conversation and talk about the babies and art and it not being in our school system.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of disappointed that they're trying to take away the arts in the schools because I feel like it's fundamental. Like, the more that we engage in art, the more self-awareness we will have with ourselves to actually figure out the occupation that we want to be when we grow up. So I feel like, or not to be. Like, am I good at this or am I not good at this? And you would know that as a child, you know, you would see other people excelling in certain areas, but I feel like it needs to be stressed even more between teachers, parents, and family members to engage in art. And it could be a community thing, it could be a family-based. You just have to get creative with it. Right. And it's not hard.
But it's only the art people that feel that way.
No.
Because the non-art people are the people that are saying nix the budget, take it out of the school system, because they don't understand.
They don't understand
the power,
it. I think
influence.
they need to understand it. So we need to bring more awareness to the impact that it's bringing on people, and the good and the bad. So we need to create new policies to be incorporated in the school system and also throughout different organizations, you know?
Do you think they're getting rid of it because students just like stink at it?
No, I think they might be getting rid of it because they don't show enough interest. But it needs to be more interesting to them. You know, you need to cater to them. As a millennial, we're growing, so you can't do the same things that you were doing 10 years ago. You have to revamp it, revive it, change it, and make it more engaging for the younger kids. So
stick it in an iPhone.
Yeah, something like that. You have to be creative. It can be in an app. They're more digital now, so you need to transform things in certain ways. Yeah. So I just think it's just like everybody needs to be, like you say, revived or refreshed every couple years. You need to refresh things.
I think that, you know, those people are probably coming out or not as appreciative as where the creativity lies, because take Tesla, for example. If you're looking at a nice car, it was creative. Like, it was designed to be sleek. It was designed to be solar powered. It was designed, but they won't relate that to coloring. You know, they won't relate that to oil painting. But how else do you get the wood grain trim? How else do you figure out how the stitching in the leather
There is
goes?
some person that does that.
Right, and they're artistic.
Right.
But if you take out everything from these people that are trying to do budget cuts that they take for granted. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah,
They've
taking it for granted. Yeah.
You know, let their house be bland, you know, take away their tapestry, take away, you know, the upholstery, take away the curtains, take away. But like, you don't want art, well, remove it from your home.
And see what it looks like.
Right, it's like saying I'm a vegan because I don't eat meat, but you doused in leather. You know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right, you're going to be vegan.
It's like hypocritical, kind of.
Right.
But they have movies now. And I sort of, when I watch movies, I sort of gauge that as to the direction we're going in the future. So when you see cars flying and stuff like that, these are all directions we're going in the future. And there have been movies out where people were looking to put people in a box. That utopian society is a society where everybody wears white. You know, there's no creativity, there's no expression of color, there's no different patterns. You walk a certain kind of way, you talk a certain kind of way, you wear a certain type of clothes. Everybody's sort of robotish in nature.
Right.
Is that the direction we're going in?
I think so. If
So
we don't
100 years from
change,
now, are
if
we
we
gonna
don't
be
change,
robots?
I think so with the computer and the phone and all that stuff, because you have to be outside. You have to be aware of certain things that are going on. A lot of people are not aware. So we just need to bring the awareness to them. And I feel like having more community events that will help do that. Because it's getting people to step outside their comfort zone, and you really have to step outside your comfort zone in order to
multicultural
grow.
experiences help expand that. I don't think we'll ever go to a society where everybody wears gray, you know, or anything like that. But literally, we are losing the creativity and even handwriting because everything is text.
We still do handwriting.
You do cursive?
Exactly. It'd be like
except signing your name.
And even then, you can just do an X, and that's perfectly legal.
Right, absolutely.
Because that's your mark.
I don't get it.
But we're becoming a society that we're oversimplifying everything to where it's stifling the creativity. And even children, instead of teaching them the creative arts, they're teaching them everything. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2. The structure, the foundation, the everything goes in this direction.
The things that make people money. Because if you look at it from a statistical perspective, how many starving artists do we see out there?
There are a lot.
A whole lot.
Yeah.
So is the mindset of, hey, let us not encourage creativity, because creativity leads to brokenness, because there's a whole bunch of starving artists out there that think they're creative, but yet they can't pay their bills, therefore they are not contributing to society. There's no tax revenue being generated.
Right.
So let's teach them the 1 + 1 = 2,
Right.
because then at least you can get a job, make some money, pay your bills, and
But-
contribute to society.
But I feel like if you just settle for that as an artist, then you're limiting yourself. That's kind of settling. I think it's settling because I understand that you need to know how to make money for yourself as an artist. But I feel like there's not enough avenues for artists to make money. Like we're all in one area, arts and media, but it's so much different things in art. It's breaking down into so many different sub things. So they're not getting paid for something that they're doing. They're getting paid for another part of art, if that kind of makes sense. So we just need to add more policies and different sub areas for the arts and artists, and maybe the mentees and stuff like that. So
I think if they just continue to drive, there's always going to be a creative one bursting through. It'll be, like the green pea in a bowl of rice. Like, it's going to stick out. And you're right. Where movies, for a prime example, remember back in the day, they would take their camera in the movie theater and then try to record the bootleg. Well, you don't even have to
What
do
you used to
that.
do.
Never. Never.
Be honest.
I couldn't stay awake in the movie long enough to record it.
Really?
No.
So that-
Dark, quiet
that was
places
the way-
mean go to
that's
sleep
when
for
you
me.
be, like holding it up in your arm, getting
Yeah,
tired.
okay.
You start to shake
You
it.
start to shake and stuff.
It slowly goes, and all you hear is through the rest of the movie.
I should have just paid to go see the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it has to be continued at the
Yeah,
bottom.
right. Yeah,
They
wait for
cut
the
it off.
sequel.
I know.
Then I make you buy another CD. But even there, because pirating became an issue. So it's not necessarily just that the avenues for artists are being taken away, but there's loopholes and people are getting around avoiding paying them.
Yeah.
Literally to the point now where musicians release their music online.
Yeah.
You're going to get it there anyway. So they'll release it online first. They'll drop, projects and singles and things like that. And then all of a sudden, they got the whole CD out, which really you just download. Because I think I'm probably the only one still got CDs.
Really? You got CDs?
I got a lot of them. Like, I can't even part with
You
them.
got vinyls too, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't have
I
vinyls?
don't have any more
Okay.
vinyls. No, but
No,
the
no.
Logic, that whole like 500, and you put the cover in the front, and then you got the CD in the
Yeah.
back, and they are alphabetical order depending on genre.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lie.
Took
I
it
do.
serious,
I
I know. It's like, okay.
Got archives.
They gonna come back one day. I
When?
think
They
No.
not gonna come
Wait,
back.
why
They
are you
not coming
playing?
They not
back.
coming back.
Why
They
are
not
you
gonna make
playing?
the technology to play it.
I want you to
8
understand.
tracks.
No,
Have 8 tracks come back.
CD
Hold
players.
listen. Let me tell you, my print CD that has never had the plastic cracked on it. Oh, it's gonna be worth some money. It's gonna be worth some money. Watch and see.
It's gonna
And
be
then
one
he
of them
gonna be one
Bill
of my
Gates
friends.
types or whatever, and they got
It's gonna
like
be in a
plenty money
museum.
type thing. So I was like, you know what? I have an
Yeah.
extra
I
10
just-
million laying
I'll
around.
buy
so-
that, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
And it.
But the way the
Okay.
generation set up now, the kids are not going to be into that.
They brought a Polaroid back. Surely they'll bring the Walkman back. I challenge anybody out there to reinvent the Walkman. Please, because I got a few things.
Because I don't think that's coming back.
Exactly.
I don't
You know.
think that's coming back.
Still
I
got
don't
battery
even-
life now.
Yeah, okay. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised the first time I bought a car, they didn't have a cassette tape
In
in
it,
it.
yeah.
I was like, well,
This
And
cheap
what?
car? Shoot, I ain't paying all this $20,000 and no cassette player.
I still
What
have-
you telling me?
I
No.
still have VHSs I'm trying to get
Oh, my
converted.
gosh.
Because they actually created the VHS converter. So now I need
I did not know that.
Yeah, all my track meets from high school, girl, that's nostalgia. I ain't never been so fast.
Grainy and stuff.
Right.
You're like, what? That's
Is
a
that
blur.
her?
I know.
Like,
It's
is that her?
There's no 1080p, no high definition, nothing like
No.
that. Everything was just like a blur.
I promise I could go to somebody's pawn shop and find a VHS.
I'm sure
I'm sure you can. You still do that. You can
Probably
still do
where I
that.
have to. That's the only way
Yeah.
I'm to see it.
That great grandfather that died.
Wait,
and,
then
like,
they got the
left
VHS,
alone.
but they don't have the cables to go to it.
Exactly.
Now you
The
got
TV don't
to
even
order that. You
And
got
the
to order
TV don't
that.
even have to
Hook it up.
hook up.
Exactly.
It's only there for display purposes.
Pretty much.
So creatively, I'm gonna tell you what I did, and I'm gonna need you to recapture it on canvas, because
Lord.
that's about the only way I'm gonna get to see my old track meets. I feel sad now.
Family, I'm so terribly sorry that we have depressed you during this segment and have taken away all the joy and the nostalgia that once existed on the inside of you. It is not our intention
Keep art alive.
to bring you down and to depress you. So we encourage you to keep art alive
Hashtag.
and to be creative in all that you do. And all that you do, be creative so that the creativity can flow on the outside of you, because we are made to be creative. So let your light so shine so that creativity can exist in all that you do. See how
That did flow.
Right.
That flowed.
It flowed, right?
That
it really
flowed.
did. See?
I have to give you that. That
Thank
flowed.
you. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. See?
I'm here. I'm
that-
here.
A little octave.
Little. Oh,
A
okay.
little vibrato in it.
Oh, okay.
That's where you come in.
Exactly. See, do something on
Right.
your pay. Sitting there just talking away and whatnot or whatever. Sing a little something, whatever. Family, we're just so excited that you have tuned in. We're here with TaMyia. How can I get in contact with you?
You can get in contact with me through social media. My Instagram is Maya, MYIA_Baya, BYIA, and my email address is TaMyia, TaMyia.Allen, ALLEN @yahoo.com.
And guns.
Hey, you can reach out to us at gunstotalwellness.com, Guns, Total Wellness, all one word. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Foursquare, Yelp, Google. Anywhere you find a burpee, you'll find Guns.
And if you'd like to purchase a 44 or a Magnum or a 38,
That's not what I do.
Well,
It
you
is
said
not.
guns, so-
Guns, total wellness, not
Right.
the well-being of your gun.
Guns.
Yes, like,
Ooh, look at those. Yeah.
Okay.
no weapons of mass destruction, but don't worry, people, the safety is on. There's not been a breach in security. Continue.
I like that outro. I like that.
Family, thank you so very much for tuning in. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Bizness, and we'll see you next time.